My shoot today is on location. I'm going to start here actually with one of the attendees of it's a pre-prom party. She wants some shots in the studio, but then I'm going to go out on location and shoot a bunch of couples in their prom dresses and prom suits or whatever you want to call them. But today I'm literally going to try, even though the sun is this bright and this powerful, I'm going to try to shoot natural light, but I'm going to take a strobe, whether it's this or the little Fuji. I'm not sure yet, depending on how powerful the sun is at that time, because it's around 4 p.m., so the sun's going to be down just a little bit. And I just want this for Phil. I'm not going to try to compete with the sun and make this about me. I'm going to make this about the client. A lot of times we get sucked up into creating what we think are artistic images, and we forget about the subject, especially with paid jobs. You've got to pay attention to the subject. What are they going to want to see? What are they going to want from these photos? And they want to see their kids, dressed up for prom, getting ready to go to prom. They want to see the gowns. They want nice detail. They want, the flowers, the, happy, It's about the subject today, nothing else. And I think we get, sucked into that trap where we make shoots about us and about our artistic vision versus the subject, our client. So that's what I want you to focus on for your shoots is, if you're doing stuff for yourself and you're doing, personal work, that's one thing. But if you're shooting for a client, go into this with the eyes of the client versus your own. I do hate to say it, but they don't care about the artistic shots as much as you would want them to. It was funny, I was talking to a photographer and actually somebody commented on one of the posts as well. No matter how great you do at an event or a wedding or something like that, it seems like the clients always pick the candid, crappy shots because they're the ones they want. They're the ones that tell something about the day versus the set up, beautiful, lit, artistic shots that you took so much time to create. It's just another photo. But the fun shots, the candid shots, speak about the day. And this happens all the time. There's very few cases where they're more interested in your setup shots than the candid, fun, what's happening moments. Yeah, I have to do great work. I have to produce good images. But my job is just to create memories for them and not an artistic piece for my portfolio, if that makes sense. Anyway, I'm going to walk you around the shoot today. It's later on today, but I'll just throw a little tiny camera on me. So hopefully you can see, because every time I wear one of those cameras on I cover it half the time. But I'll do my best to get some decent shots and show you what I end up using for the day. And again, depending on the light and the power of the sun, it may be something like this on a stand with a remote, or it may just be an on-camera flash like the Fuji right on top of the camera, or it'd be nothing at all, which I'm hoping for. Again, depending on the power of the sun at that time of the day and the angle and so forth. Anyway, enjoy the shoot. If you have any questions, leave them below.
So I'm going to be try to be as informative of how I shoot an event as possible. And I don't write scripts for this stuff, as you guys obviously know. But I'm going to do my best here because I'm just winging it right through this video so I can tell you what I'm doing. First thing is, let the parents get their photos out of the way. Even though they hire you or someone hired, they don't care. They want their phone photos. So let them get their phone photos because they want to immediately send them to their friends. And then you can step in and shoot. Parents could be very helpful, by the way, like whether it's getting the flowers, grabbing a phone, that kind of stuff, so don't discount them. Let them get their stuff done, be respectful, and then move in and shoot. I started in the shade. I always get the staples out of the way. The shade shots, this is straight at a camera. It's nothing special, but a little bit of editing and it's going to be beautiful. and the light was beautiful under the shade. It was gorgeous. And I was here to shoot candids, not formals, but because it's a prom and they have their dresses and their hair's done and the makeup's done, they're going to want to see a little bit, a touch of formal in this, a touch of setup shots. So now I'm taking her directly into the sun because I love hard light. Hard light can be absolutely stunning. You just have to play with it. If it's later in the day, the sun's going to be lower, so it's harder to face them into the sun because they're going to squint. But a little turn of the head and you have beautiful light on their face. You have the highlights coming on their hair. You can do so much with hard light, so don't be afraid of it. Under the balcony, it was the shadowing coming down was pretty harsh. Again, turn their face away from the sun and you'll get the shot that you want. You're going to have some bad shots every time, but you just have to play and take a couple more extra shots and get them in. The sun's, to the subjects, it's to their left behind. So it really does beautiful work. But you can see a little bit of head movement and it'll hit their forehead. All you have to do is just tell them, hey, tilt in, tilt left, tilt right, and it'll take care of that. On the side of the face, it doesn't bother me, but, just move your subjects, take a couple extra shots, say, hey, could you turn your head a little bit to the left? And, for formal shots, you have to relax everybody pretty quick. It's easy at a party because they're already relaxed and they love having their picture taken and everybody's out with their phones. Group photos in direct sunlight, I never do. So I wait until the parents got it and then moved them to the shade. The other thing is parents are going to pull out their phones, and here you can see half the eyes are going to the parents, half the eyes are going to me. You got to say, okay, once the parents are done, okay, could you put down your phones? You literally have to tell them to put down their phones because they don't understand. They don't understand the eyes will be going different directions. So just take a minute and say, okay, after you get your shots, or hey, can I get my shot really quick? And then you can shoot. Really, really important. Now, as much as the singles, you got to get the couples in. It's their dates. I'm telling you, I can't tell you how many times I hear after the fact, oh my God, I wish I had this photo without my dates. So I shoot the individuals as well. Because sometimes it's just a friend, sometimes it's, I hate them after this prom. So get the individuals as well. Every time, a lot of them are going to say, no, I just want the couple. But, if they want the individual, get it. Because they look stunning. They're going to want to remember this. Now, watch out for the friends, because if the friends on the side, pull them into the photo. Here's the thing. Some of the girls are like, yeah, I don't want a photo. But then they want a photo with their friend, and then you can just pull out the other one. So you're going to get both individuals, a friend shot. That's tripling your print order. Make sure you offer prints because you won't believe how many people will order prints from these photos. Now, shallow depth of field is wonderful. It's at an event, you can capture shots like this, but there's so few opportunities to have this at an event. When you do it, remember, if you don't stop back down, this is what's going to happen. So your center subject is perfectly in focus. She's going to love this photo, but her friends are not in focus. You've got to stop your lens back down. This is critical, and this is something that a lot of people forget. I always hear, oh, I need that wide aperture, for low light for events. And I keep saying the same thing over and over. You can't have one person in focus and the rest out of focus. Because the people that are out of focus are going to be like, oh, this guy sucks. Candid moments, shallow depth of field for this kind of stuff, it's wonderful. But remember to stop back down for the rest of the event. This was the final shot of the event. I was shooting with a 50. This is a shot with 3 photos in it, and I merged it in Photoshop.